many Virginia military families are frustrated and concerned following changes to the Virginia Military Survivors Independence Education Program that were enacted when the state budget was signed. The governor acknowledged the program was putting a strain on Virginia colleges and universities and announced that a task force would be looking into the program. Today, he announced their first meeting and who would be on that task force. And 10 on Your Side talked to two of those task force members earlier this week before the members were announced.
Growing up without a father, it was very different and hard. There were many things that other children got to experience and have that I didn't. But one thing that I was guaranteed was this benefit.
Earlier this week, 10 on Your Side introduced you to Lauren Fenty, a Cox High School senior heading to UVA this fall. Her father, Joseph, was killed in Afghanistan when she was only 28 days old. Under the previous terms of the Virginia Military Survivors Independence Education Program, Lauren could have her tuition waived for up to 8 semesters at a public college or university in Virginia. But following changes to the program when the budget was signed, she's unsure if that's still the case. Her mom, Kristen, is now one of the members on the task force offering feedback on the program.
Folks are very nervous. There are people who have made Virginia their home. They are part of the industry that supports the defense sector in this area, and they made a choice to stay here following their service, partially because of this benefit.
The program has seen significant growth over the past 5 years, and it's becoming more difficult for Virginia's colleges and universities to absorb the costs. According to the State Council for Higher Education for Virginia, program waivers totaled nearly $65 million last year. Governor Glenn Youngkin proposed increases to funding for the program in his budget amendments, but those weren't accepted. He then signed an executive directive which established a task force to look into the issue. Friends of VMSTEP co-founder Kayla Owen was also asked to be on the task force. She says there's concerns about how these numbers were calculated, and that's why their group called for a more comprehensive study.
The data from, if you look at DVS versus the schools versus Chev, you will find different numbers depending on which one of those numbers you're actually looking at.
Governor Youngkin issued a statement saying in part, quote, "I am proud that so many Virginians are coming together to offer solutions to help preserve and sustain this important program for the future." That meeting is scheduled for June 10th in Richmond at the Virginia War Memorial from 2 until 5 p.m. Virginians who wish to participate can do so by providing feedback to the task force ahead of the meeting. You can learn how you can do that on wavy.com.